From Tampa Bay's #1 news station, this is Good Day Tampa Bay.
9:35 now. There is some good news and a little bit of bad news about children dealing with ADHD. A study in the journal Pediatrics today looks at adults who were diagnosed with ADHD as children. Here's the good news. They found that nearly 2/3 of them outgrew the situation, but that still means that nearly 1/3 of the children diagnosed as kids still had symptoms at age 27. And that's not all they found. Dr. Joe is here, and a man named John Salem. He has created a meetup group. It's kind of like a support education group, and he also coaches adults who have ADHD. Welcome to Good Day.
Thank you.
Dr. Joe, I'll start with you. What did we learn from this study?
Well, we saw that 29%, but also there were other things that they diagnosed in these individuals. They were more likely to have anxiety, substance abuse problems. And one of the most striking things that I found out of this were 3 out of 367 of the people that originally had ADHD committed suicide.
Oh.
That has not been shown in prior studies. I don't know if that will pan out in other studies, but certainly that is a big concern for me.
And how important is it that we really, first of all, acknowledge the fact that adults have ADHD?
It's huge. It's huge in their emotional lives. It's huge in their workplace atmospheres. There are things that they can do. And again, I am very concerned about the distress that might have been in some of these individuals.
And John, if you could tell us what the biggest obstacle is for adults who have ADHD.
You know, that's a tough question because there are so many different kinds of obstacles, and the symptoms of ADHD for adults, they manifest in different ways for every individual, so we're all different. The main thing that I'm seeing with adults is an overall dissatisfaction with their life at this point in time. And the reason for that is adults suffer a much higher divorce rate than their peers. They have about $2,000 to $3,000 a year more in medical expenses. They're earning between $6,000 and $10,000 a year less than their peers, and overall for their intellectual ability they are getting less education than their peers.
So career and relationships are directly affected by the situation.
Absolutely.
And the symptoms for adults with ADHD, are they the same as what a child may have?
You know, overall they are very similar or the same. The difference, I do want to once more reiterate though, that not all adults are displaying the exact same symptoms as others. But the main difference between adults and children is that children are not able to change their situation, whereas adults are able to. So if somebody didn't like sitting in a school desk and being quiet, then when they grow up they might become a wildlife photographer and not have to do that. But you have another adult that wants to finish their education, they still have to confront the situation in the school system when they go to college.
Dr. Joe, what are the solutions? How do we tackle adults with ADHD?
Medications out there and this support group, which is great that I'm hearing about now. But remember, you know, a lot of times kids are not diagnosed, and what he was telling me was very interesting. Girls may be missed,
More
because
than boys?
They may be more quiet. They may not be as, bouncing off the walls as we picture ADHD. And remember, ADHD can take on many different forms. It can be problems completing tasks, lack of focus. They can't pay attention. But again, some of these kids do really well in school. So don't think just because your child is doing well in school that they do not have it.
Boy, we just scratched the surface here, and I know that ADHD is a big issue, and we do have to tackle some of it as we go forward with medicine and more studies like this. Thank you, John. And as always, thanks, Dr. Joe. Appreciate you being here.
Very much.
Take care.
Thank you.
All right.